is day 1223 of the Arukh HaShulchan. Last master coming to share more of the Arukh HaShulchan. Please come be directly, very greatly appreciated. Today we're finishing Simon Kupei Dalet. We're doing Simon Kupei Dalet Sif Mem Vav to Sif Nun Beis. Mem Vav. Upashu Dizesh Kasa Bikir Shas Vesta. Also B'Chulei. When the time of Vestas comes, now at the relationship when she's sleeping, and a cover al Shas Vesta Mamish. It's not about the actual time of Vestas. The B'Shem Shayla. Asker is not going to do the good shash. I feel B'Shem Vestas also, even if it's right before Vestas, also until she checks. El Hakabir, which was meaning to say over Shas Vestas, it's after the time of Vestas. V'Aaron, she's awake, but Shulchan and so she's lying down with him. A boy has come to her, but Yisi Omer might say, "Me the Ein Omer so klum mistama but kavnitzis Torah." So she's not saying anything. We assume that she's checked herself with challenges Torah. We don't remind us. We show me Mary Imi Torah. He asks her if she's Torah. V'Ima Shiva Torah, and she answers Torah. I'm Torah mistama, but that's when we assume that she checked herself. Best to ask her if she checked at the time of her vest, or at least after the vest. For that, the Masha Ivar, you should know that what seems from his words, the Zel Dafka vest is Kabul, it's only if she has a set vest. Stam or Stam on a basis of 30 days. She doesn't have vest Kabul, I wasn't on a vest of and the time of the vest of is past. She's permitted him, she didn't have a sensation. Even without checking, which I see from the Ches, may not show me matter, certainly doesn't have to ask her if Torah he should take as long as she's silent. If she lay down with him and she's awake. But if she's sleeping, Pshita, it's obvious also if the days in which she could have come Torah have not yet passed. The primary heter is the Veshen Kavua, when she doesn't have a set cycle. Some kind of martial or gisha rely on the fact she has some sensation. She doesn't have to check. She's sleeping, we don't know she doesn't have a sensation. It says the brackets, the parents reminding me. It says, besides Vestas, certainly if the time of Vestas has not yet happened, or any woman before 3 days, you don't require any questioning, where did she awake or sleep. Is my best, that's talking about when the time of Vestas will come, but it's not precisely the time of Vestas, but after the time of Vestas. Mem Zayin. V'dad, you should know the Ramberg Dal didn't test because of his own show. The Ramberg, it's called Noshim Sheish Levesas. Any women have set cycles, B'cheskas Tara Ba'lan, they consider to be Torah husbands. Acha Tomer Lo, until she says to Tamei, I'm Tomei. Acha Tuchsam Nidam Mishchan until she's assumed, she is assumed by her neighbors to be a Nida, in which case, says Cheskas Nida. Her bound is so her husband went to another country. V'yichadar left her and she was Torah. Shiava, when he came back, answered Klisho, he doesn't have to ask her. Even if he found her sleeping, already some mutzah ba'aleh, so I have a relationship. Shalo ba'on as vest as long as at the time of vest. He doesn't have to concern maybe she's in Nida. When he left, she wasn't Nida. Asura lo, she's for him. And she says, I'm Torah Kosher. Doesn't mean that what the Gemara says that if enough times have enough days have elapsed that you couldn't have to make it become Torah, you don't have to ask her as long as when you left her she was Torah. After you invest even though the time of a cycle already came, he only permitted when you came not at the time of Vestas. Before the time of cycles come. Mishnah explained to Kamrasa the Raksha Lobasha on as Vesta, but there's only the time which is not a such minute. But it's whether it's before the time of cycle or even after the time of cycle. I feel even the days and night, but not enough time has elapsed so that you could become Torah. Actually, become Torah in the meantime. We can't feel like came by Gemara Shab. I was like, Gemara Shab. Came like the opinion which was made in the Gemara. Mishum the Kaim of Vestas Rabban. All is because Vestas is the Rabban. But Kvartam Allah Bakasem Mishnah Sham the Echem Shalom Market. That's Mishnah astonishing. How can you say this? But Kaim the Issa Sam of the Vestas. I feel the Vestas are us. Usher. Some of the Vestas is forbidden right before Vestas during the time of Vestas. I feel the Vestas Rabban even in the cycles of the Rabban. Because Kamish has Vestas. And so the time of Vestas actually before with Jason and certainly the time up. I can ask a permitter without inquiry. After the time cycles past, she is when she's sleeping. The name of the Amaya Bamasakisha, maybe she has sensation. Who's our peers to the Casimishak? So the Ramas comes around King. The Ram reads like this: the Dafka of a Yummy, she'll call to the Torah. And Chum, as long as enough days have elapsed, that had she come to me, she already had become Torah. The peers should start to move them astonishing. You can't, in that case, have a farish. You should have stated this. You should have explained this. But she bears back one Kiddush, like Gemara says this Kiddush. He says it's talking about not at the time of Vessels. It sounds very nice. It's like only it's not kind of cycle. Either before or even afterwards. But not after days have elapsed so she could mikvah. That seems not to be a factor. It requires more analysis. Mem Ches. Ulani is like near bar the Adrabah. So Arukh HaShulchan, I think it's the opposite. The Rambam Machmer said, Rambam's Machmer. The Mraki Yevad's man Vesta for a time of her cycles come. Also, also if you don't ask. I think she would hold to the Torah even if she could have gone to the mikvah. When Farish to Mizesh Machlokes Mora, it says, this is how it explains the Machlokes Mora, Pasuk Machmer. And his mom, he paskins l'chumrah. The Zelshar Shas Shab, because what the Gemara says there, Amar Rish Lakish Shum Rabbi Yehuda, and the Sia should say name Rabbi Yehuda, was Shabbat Matzah Matocha Imel Nasa. We came found during the days of her period. Kulei. V'charkach l'kamon Isa Sham and later it says Amar Rav Shmuel Brei Mishmeid Rav Yechanan Isha Sheyesh Lo Vesas Baila Mechashi Mevesa Ba'aleh. Who the cycle can reckon the days and have relations with her. About it, told her she simply went to mikvah. Made so you don't have to ask her. V'sfilei Rabbi Yochanan Poiler Shemil Rish Lakish. You also Yochanan Arthur Shlokish. Shlokish went dafkuk Shabbat Matzotoch Imei Nasa. So he became found within the days of period. Klomar, meaning she was like Yadayin Shas Vesla. It's not yet the time of her cycle. Avo, but she is my Vesla of the time of her cycle came. Awesome Chol Indian. So no matter what. If I got the kind of Rabbi Yochanan, no, we're always passing Rabbi Yochanan over Rish Lakish. And here Rabbi Yochanan's being Mekel, Rish Lakish being Makar. Come came into the Lavdi Day of Rish Lakish. Here, Rish is being like Risa. He says that since Rish Lakish is not saying this as his own statement, but rather she made Rabbi Yehuda Siyah, rather than Rabbi Yehuda Siyah, ain't no Rabbi Yochanan, it's not Rabbi Yochanan in this case. He says brackets here, it's not brackets in parentheses, in tiny letters. I guess they speak about what the status of Machlokes Rish Lakish Rabbi Yochanan, but Rish Lakish is quoting somebody else. Memtes. I have another interpretation of Rambam. This is the truth. This is the actual primary interpretation. The Gemara explains the reason Rabbi Yochanan we say that she certainly went to the mikvah, but she was fake. Because it's fake. Shemla, Rasa. Maybe she didn't see any blood. So Rasa, and if she saw blood, maybe she went to the mikvah. The great poskim mask called Kaimalon. Don't we hold? It's from Minchas Yaakov. It's fake. If you have a fake, you can really live a read on. I guess they clarify. You're supposed to clarify. Pia so much clarify here based on asking her. Minchas Yaakov evidently asks this question. Yes, you tell us those answer. Minchas Yaakov. Mitam Chazaka. There's a Chazaka. Shinich B'Ches Torah. Shenich Torah, which means we don't have to ask. Can't say this. The Bagir can't say this. Bagir Shah's Vesta when a time of recycle comes, these battle cheskas tarets. Really, it's a chazak asulish tanos. So therefore, the time of Vestas come, it's certainly asulish tanos, and therefore chazak asulish tanos is not a chazaka. So Arukh HaShulchan doesn't cite that principle here, but I think it's applicable. V'adra, on the contrary, he b'cheskas isra. She's considered to be cheskas isra at this point, which is worse than chazak asulish tanos. K'mash k'sam v'sif yizayim. The issue is those answers have suffix derabanan. Suffix derabanan. Sveik is the cool of it. Suffix derabanan and it's sveik, we can be lenient. But this is a crazy place. It becomes an but it's also not clear. The cave, the chashash, emerasam, shas vesla, because this concerns maybe she saw at the time of cycle having suffix deraisa is like a suffix deraisa. That surprised me. Mariam's question. The issue tells the both worlds to answer the bam as Rabbeinu Ramah Pasuk is confused, but sveik, ain't talking about. You're talking only to clarify by sveik. I shall see test. Even those who argue, when it's difficult to clarify. Certainly have to clarify. Here's a tircha to wake her up, and then she's fully conscious and cognizant of what you're asking her. So Arukh HaShulchan is not like that. Now here's another answer for this answer part of this reminder. He says, come on, it's a tircha. But furthermore, the Masha ain't certainly show cloud, so it sounds like you don't have to ask at all. I feel even she's fully awake. No, I'm not really sure she laches. I got another question, says Arukh HaShulchan. We say every day, in all the aspects of his when husband's away from home, women don't go to the mikvah. And it's like, it's not because women go to the mikvah, the husband's right uptown. We're compelled to say, when she anticipates it's coming home, she goes make her eat before he gets home. That might even be the minute today, says Arukh HaShulchan. Rambam explains, the Rambam Rabbi Yochanan didn't only say his halacha that you have to ask. No, you don't have to ask. You don't have to ask. So then we assume she has to make even her husband's not home because of taras. But not bismanazeh. According to people, we chose you should go to mikveh at the proper time. Of course, when the husband is present, regardless of tumah and tara. She should go to mikveh at the right time. But today in our day and age, like a taras or no taras, so I kind of feel it's not a mitzvah. No, it's not a mitzvah. Specifically, go to mikveh when you can. She's going to make a modesh also below shayla. You're going to agree that's also without asking. A clear-cut evidence for this is Yerushalmi Perek Bet Nida. These are Sham. It says there, Din said the Rabbi Yochanan, the Mchashi Yimei Vesta Ayin Sham means something Allah Rabbi Yochanan. You can reckon the days of Vestas. From it says this in Yerushalmi. Yom Rechin so special also Lisha Lishos B'Tumasa. Woman's not allowed to remain tamei if she doesn't have to. Mamavagav they about basically even though her husband's not home. So Chalil Bok Shu Torah. You got to go to Mecca when she's Torah. Zel Badai Oz. Zel Badai O Mipnei Taros. There was only true then when they're about Taros. Or okay, if you're home and you feel it's not a mitzvah. Called feel at the right time is a mitzvah. Okay, the Rambam did well in excluding the salacha. This is Manenu in our day and age. Ain't no of LS. She has to go to mikvah. The ain't so sleep on. She does not go to mikvah. She will be here when the husband's at home. Baruch B'Siyat Shema. This is clear. Mordechai Perek Beis Shmos. Maybe he's able to Yerushalmi. And when Farish Shlem Mishlim Tzilah B'Sman Mitzvah, because Mordechai does link that Yerushalmi to the Tzilah B'Sman Mitzvah, which you don't basket like. Ayin Shom. Kines Torah Sim Kup Sai Zayin. Ayin Shom. Meli done also below Sheh. So for us, it would be also without asking. To be honest, Rav Sein Shleim Dover. I'm astonished that Rabbi has not mentioned this. But Tzarich, unclear why. Nun base. Okas of Rabbi says in your base. Have the higher love Veses Yamim, who Veses we Veses of Ruv. She had a cycle which had two components: A, days, and B, one of the bodily phenomena. Kigon Kfitza, such as she jumps before she sees Nida Chetzibah. Cambridge Veses Toy Meissen, since her cycle is contingent on an activity, and below Katsalos, about she didn't jump and didn't she. Arukh HaShulchan is supposed to take into account the average cycle, which is 1 million, which is 3 days after Shana. They call us the Chol Min Vesel Saguf. It doesn't mean all types of Vesel Saguf, bodily phenomena, Vesel cycles, called Piyuk Vitu, like yawning and sneezing, etc. The body of Chayagam Chesed Rakos on a Vesel Lord Abandonance. Now, in that case, she certainly is only concerned with the kind of Vesels and not even for an abandonance. The case is by Simcha Peites. We're going to see Simcha Peites and the Shachsi called on base. He's talking about a vessel that has to do with not a phenomenon, but an activity. Also says she eats garlic and she sees peppers and she sees. Then Malach also they say maybe she didn't see. So it's Yakris, a placing and Sirei Tara. Okay, vessels group also by vessels of group Shaloi they might which do not happen through an activity. Im Ena Ves says Kabul Yom Bani, Ves not set a specific day. Kama Rosh Chodesh to fight with it, such a Rosh Chodesh she will cough and see. V'yesh Kam Rosh Chodesh will be a couple of some Rosh Chodesh which she didn't cough and didn't see. Chiyam Shlom Rosh Chodesh, and conversely there are days which are not Rosh Chodesh, which appear a couple of so which she coughed and didn't see. And events like converse, also days. And events like Hurov and Zeb, and events like this, Shem Chol Eish and fight Rosh Chodesh Kir Ed. Anytime when she has piyuk on Rosh Chodesh, two things together, she sees. The body confesses that ain't until the chushul Rosh Chodesh. This verse shows anything to Rosh Chodesh in itself. She come Rosh Chodesh Shlofia Kovla Rosa. So Rosh Chodesh had passed, which she didn't sneeze and she didn't see. Until the chushul Rebbeinu statue has to be concerned on Rebbeinu. Stas. Chole answers she shall learn. All these cases don't have to ask her. Feel Rosh Hashanah that these must even enough time did not yet elapse so she can count to go to the mikvah. So Shach. But even she's awake. Okay, so Rashi and Shlomo somebody signed trouble. The Marshal writes that way as well. No time that's going to see men involved. The Be'ero certainly show. It's not like we saw earlier that when she's awake, you have to ask her. Even if she doesn't have a set cycle. The Khan totally got that's because there's another fact, the bodily phenomena. Or the face, so therefore it's better. You know, there's not less required to ask. Maybe she didn't jump at all. You only have to concern for the average cycle, which is 30 days. Also, then now after unabated until you ask her. The brackets it says here, or she tarried enough time that she could count and play. That's going to take that into account. That's not going to you saw earlier, which does not take that issue into account.